Alright, hello, welcome. Today I'm going to teach you how to play one-time dungeon. The rules were a bit much to fit on the paper, and there was open to some misinterpretations. So, for easier sake, I just decided to make a video explaining how the rules work. So, first thing you got to do to play one-time dungeon is generate your dungeon in the grid here. So you start at F6 and you draw a line across. What this means, it means that the room has been generated. That's what it means. So now we're going to go north, east, south, west. And we're going to roll the dice. If it's an odd number, the room doesn't generate. If it's an even number, the room generates. So let's just start right off. A 5. No room up here, so we just remove this, make it pretty obvious. Obviously I'm using paint, so we won't exactly know, so it doesn't look that good, but for now we'll do that. 2. Okay, so that means that this room has generated. Now we go here and finish the first rotation, so this room generated. There's also another rule, which is whenever you have a 2x2 grid, any 2x2 grid in this dungeon can only have a maximum of 3 rooms. This is to prevent bloating of rooms and make them more maze-like. So now you go here. Let's cancel this out automatically. Now we go to west and we generate the room. We get a 3, so that room did not generate. Now if you somehow got incredibly unlucky and you got odd numbers all around, I would recommend, to prevent the unnecessary waste of paper, I would recommend, if possible, use an eraser and try drawing it again. Or if you're using a pen, if the room's going to get canceled out, try and get at least a minimum of 12 rooms. So if, for example, only this room, no room was going to generate, I automatically make it generate, just so I don't have to do it again. Anyways, now we have these 2 new generated rooms, so I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to generate. A 3, that means no room here. A 1 means no room here, but since we want to make the dungeon grow, we'll generate this regardless. A 5, no room here. And a 6, and we generate here. Alright, so these 2 are now the new rooms, so we go to the new rooms and generate them, north, east, south. No room up here, sadly. But here, room generates here. Now south, a room generates. And then using the rule of the 2x2 grid, we eliminate this room right here. And this looks pretty ugly. Kind of hard to tell, but you can make it look better than I can. And now we go to this end here. Down, generates. Here, no generate. And I go to this room. It's a 6, so it generates. It's a 2, so it generates. The rule of the 2x2 grid, you eliminate this. Now we roll again for this one. 2, this room generates below here, this room generates now. Roll the grid, this room gets eliminated. The rooms that get eliminated are never going to be used again, so it's not like if a room can generate into it, that room's just never going to be used for the game. Now we go here, we got a 5, so that ends this. We get a 3, so this ends that. And we get a 1, that ends it here. Alright, let's see how many rooms we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, we'll just do one final generation. And once you think you have a decently big one, like more than 12 rooms, you can kind of just finish the generation so it doesn't get too large. Alright. Okay, that is really ugly, but we have successfully generated a room. Now we have to label the special rooms. There should be around 4 dead ends. If there's more, that's fine. If there's less, free is fine as well. So, now starting at F6, we find out which one's the farthest. 1, 2, 3. This is 3 spots away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spots away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spots away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the farthest spot away. So we'll just put a B on the top corner. That is the ugliest B I've ever seen. And then we go to the complete opposite, the farthest away from the B, and we put a T. Now we have 3 dead ends remaining. What we can do is put a T on, we can put a S on this one, and we can put a T on this one. And then this dead end is just a normal dead end. So now we're ready to play. So, we go to F6, and F6 is our starting spot. And how the movement works is you can't move diagonally, and your roll is equal to whatever number you got divided by 2 rounded up. So 1 is a 1, 2 is a 1, 3 is a 2, 4 is a 2, 5 is a 3, and 6 is a 3. So now we roll the dice again for movement. We got a 6, so we can say we start at F6, and now we can move 3 spots. So I'm going to go for this treasure. 1, 2, 3. So now we're on E8. Just write that down right here. Another thing I forgot to mention is the warrior has 10 starting HP and 0 gold. I'll explain what those do when we get to it. But for the most part, I will update it, but the warrior has 10 HP and 0 gold. So now we're at E8, which is a treasure room. So now what we do is roll the dice. And over here at the bottom right-hand corner is the possible rewards for what we can get to our warrior. If we roll a 1, we get Excalibur, and so on. And we got a 6. We got Heavy Strike. So now we just circle 6, or cancel it out, I don't know. Just something so you know you got 6. So now our warrior has Slash, Shield, Reroll, and Heavy Strike, which is great. So now we're at E8, and let's roll again to see where we move. We got a 6, so we move 1, 2, 3. And we're back at F6. F6 is the starting room, so actually you should cross it out. What crossed out means is that no events can take place. So now we roll again. And we got a 5, which is a 3 again. So we go 1, 2, 3. Let's go to this room. So now we are on I6. Let's write that down. Alright, now an event takes place. If the space is not crossed out, depending on your roll, a certain event takes place. So let's see what happens. Let's roll the dice. 1. Nothing happens. Okay. So every time nothing happens and we don't cross it out. That means if we were to walk over it again, an event can still take place. So now let's roll again and see where we move. A 5. That's another 3. Alright. This is kind of annoying. I can move back. 1, 2, 3. We have to move the exact amount. So now we can't really get to the treasure room, so we stopped here at J6. So we can just J6. Okay. It's not crossed out, so let's see what event we get. We got a 6, which means we're going to fight a brute. So now we're in battle mode. So you always attack first, no matter what happens. So the brute, what he does, he has 10 HP, drops 2 gold when defeated, and you have to roll the dice for him, and he deals damage equal to the dice roll. So Let me roll my 2 dice real quick and see what happens. So I have a 4 and I have a 3. Now I have 3 attacks I can pick. I can put 2 dice and do my heavy strike, which will do 8 damage, which will not kill him. Or we can re-roll the 4 using our re-roll ability and see it. So how it works is each attack has this number next to it and a dice. That's kind of the cost of the attack. So if I want to do a slash, I use up one of my dice. If I want to use a shield, I use both my dice. Each attack can only be used once, and so on. Okay, so I think I'm going to re-roll the 4 using my re-roll ability. So we'll do that. And we got a 3. So, which is pretty good. So now we'll deal 9 damage to the brute using the heavy strike. So I use both dice, put it on the heavy strike. 12 minus 3 equals 9. So we deal 9 damage. So now the brute is at 1 HP. You can write it here, a bit of note space. Now it's the brute's turn. So now he rolls the dice. He deals 6 damage to us. That's not good. So now our HP is equal to 4. And it is our turn again. So now we roll both dice. Let's see what we do. We got a 3 and a 4 again. So I'm going to re-roll the 3 using the re-roll ability. And we get a 2. Well, let me just use my 1 dice on the slash, which is the 4. Deal 2 damage regardless. We kill the brute, and we get 2 gold. So now we're at 4 HP, but with 2 gold. And we were at J6. Battle is over. We cross this out. Okay, we have 2 gold, and we're not doing very good. Alright, let's roll our movement, and hopefully we don't die. A 4, that means 2 spots. Yikes. 1, 2. Let's move up here. We are now at I5. That is the ugliest I5. Now we rolled for the events. Let's see what happens. We fight the Bruce again. Oh boy. Now we cross this out. That means nothing else can generate. Alright. Battle starts. We attack first. Let's roll both our dice again. See what a possible moves we have. We have a 3 and a 5. Oh no, we won't be able to kill the brute. For the most part, I think I'm going to use both my dice and use the shield. So 5 is my highest roll out of both, so I will block 5 damage. Now it's the brute's turn. We roll the dice. He deals 2 damage. We blocked 5 damage. That extra 3 damage, nothing happens. The extra 3 shield, nothing happens to it. Turn over, we took no damage. So he's still at 10 HP, which is not good. So now let's roll both dice again. A 4 and a 1. Okay, I'm going to take this 4, and I'm going to re-roll it using my re-roll ability. We got a 4 again. Ooh. If we use the heavy strike, we'll deal 8 damage. And we have 4 HP. I'm going to risk it. So we use our heavy strike. So now this other brute is at 8 that's 8 damage. He's at 2 HP. And now it is his turn. And he rolls a 6, and he deals 6 damage. And we lost. And that's how you play. So obviously I didn't do too good, but you can kind of get how it plays. So depending on what you roll, you have to fight different enemies. So you have the goblin, which he deals 1 damage, and every other time he does it, he deals another damage. You got the skeleton, that deals 6 damage, but he has to wait 1 turn to attack. So if we were to simulate the fight, it would be my turn. I attack him, and then he does nothing. Then it's my turn again, and then I can do my move again, and then when it's his turn, then he deals 6 damage. And now, as you probably guessed, T is treasure. Once a treasure room has been filled, you cross it out as well, which I forgot to do. And there's always 2 treasure rooms, 1 shop, and 1 boss. Then there's another dead end as well. And then, once you're ready, you can go and fight the boss. The boss is over here. Now, the boss, when you fight him, it's very similar to how you fight an enemy, except he has free attacks and he does them in order. So he has this slow swing. So for the first turn, you get a free hit on him. Then he's going to deal 6 damage. So you should probably use your shield. Then it's your turn again. He would heal, and he has 20 HP. He would heal, and then it's the 4th turn. And then it goes back up to the slow swing. So, yes. Another thing to note is movement is only allowed in, you can only stop moving where you end up. So going back to the board, let's say I won, and that means I have 4 gold. And let's say I get a 6, and then I go to the shop. The shop, you can go there as many times as you want, and we have 4 coins. So we can buy the health potion. So what we do is we circle this, and we have the health potion. So this can be used anytime, and we will heal back up to full health. So if we go and fight the boss later, and he's going to kill us, let's say we're at 2 HP, you just scratch this out, and that means you can no longer use it, and you're buying it. Also, the shopkeeper has 1 item of each in stock, so once you buy his health ring, you can't use it anymore. I hope that made sense. I'm probably going to have to make a paper version of this, because that was really ugly, the scratching out, but that's how you play. I hope this counts in the rules, because he did say the rules have to be on the top. But I definitely feel like I might have made the game just a little more complicated. Anyways, I hope you enjoy it, playing it. It's a pretty fun game. And yeah, thank you.